Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Well, family. Good morning, everybody. Manners and respect. It's cool, you see? Yeah, man, cool over there. But anyway, people. Some man I like the heater, you know. I really like the heater thing. But anyway, good morning, gentle people. This morning, me about to talk to DPP and our boss. You see, me start with corruption. I'm going to take it from January 19, 2023. I'm going to start reading from the book of the Gleaner. Good morning, everyone. Lataya Wolf. Good morning, Debbie Jervis. Good morning. Erica Blackstock. Good morning. JP. Good morning. Each and every one of there so this morning. Everyone way. Rise and there so good morning. Now we are going to talk about the country. You understand? We're going to talk about DPP too. Because she never heed the warning. I'm going to tell you what I want, people. You see her there? You see her there? When she get the chance to retire, she should have gone home, go and sit down in a rocking chair. May I get back to her. Up top, Delmar. Good morning. Good morning, everybody at Foreign. Good morning, everybody at Jamaica. Black Beauty. Good morning. We're alive and well. True. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I want to send a shout out to the visually impaired The one them where I hear me, but them can't see me. Do not believe some if you got to know. Good morning. The ones where I hear me and can't see me. Yeah, man. Bless upon yourself. I love you. Same way. So let's get tonight. This is an editorial from January 19 from the Book of the Gleaner, 2023. So you see, these are not just no issue. I could go further than that, and you'll see the same issue. Marcia Simpson, good morning, family. Enough love. Facebook and YouTube, when you need no lube, good man. Let's get into it. Prime Minister Andrew Ones should publicly explain the difficulties that prevent the Integrity Commission, IC, from certifying his assets. Declaration for 2021. Remember 2024, this, you know. All right. This is a 2023 article may I read. So declaration for 2021, as well as use use the situation as an opportunity. Hold on, sorry guys. Let me get back. Prime Minister Andrew Ones should publicly explain the difficulties that prevent the Integrity Commission, IC, from certifying its assets declaration for 2021, as well as use the situation as an opportunity to assert the his personal leadership against corruption in Jamaica. So what they are saying in this article is that the PM should lead by example. You know, fix corruption. Do not lead in a country of corruption as a leader. Moreover, the Prime Minister should make the usual. People is sitting there smiling. I mean, all their people. I hope me turn Tony sadly because this now give me justice. Gleaner is sitting too faint. More ink needed in the ink. The printer Gleaner. I'm not sitting so dull. How I go on it? All right, me get it now. Moreover, the Prime Minister should make the assault on corruption in all its form the centerpiece of his legacy building efforts, with the certitude that there are few things he can do that would so firmly secure his place in Jamaica's history. So, me read something from you yesterday where it said in Jamaica history, this is 2024, this is 2023. So in 2024, it don't look good with all the corruption where I come. You see me read it for you yesterday? And people are saying him are the worst. The most corrupt leader. See right here, so because the man, him always had to things, people, to attract the look of corruption. And him not care. Remember me always tell on my platform. Moreover, the Prime Minister PM should make this assault on corruption in all its forms the centerpiece of his legacy building efforts, with the certitude that there are few things he can do that would so firmly secure his place in Jamaica's history. In that respect, the PM's explanation would also be the start of a new and open conversation around how to build trust in Jamaican institutions. Under Jamaica's integrity law, legislators and some public officials have to each year disclose to the IC their income, assets, and liabilities. While the declarations are for the calendar year, filers have a 3-month window. Filers, have a 3-month window until the following March, within which to submit the documents. Thereafter, the Commission may ask for additional information or for clarifications of the data provided before certifying the filings. In the case of the Prime Minister and the leader of the parliamentary opposition, the law requires that the IC publishes in the official gazette and otherwise, if it wishes, summaries of their assets and liabilities statements. Last October, the Integrity Commission published a summary of filings by Mark Golding, the opposition leader. Mr. Ones was absent. So this is 2023. So 2022, That's what they were saying. So this is 2023. So last year will be 2022. I want you guys listen. In a right man. In a right man. Last October, which is in 2022, because it's a 2023 article, the Integrity Commission published a summary of filings by Mark Golding, the opposition leader. Mr. Onus was upset. This year is going to make 3 years in a row, people. The obvious reason is that it had not yet been certified. The Integrity Commission cannot say why, because the law, gag clause, people don't have everything locked down. Them choke out the system of hold them accountable. They choke them out. Integrity Commission, Ombudsman, Auditor General. Right now, the Auditor General can't even investigate over $1.7 trillion and how it's spent, where they know how it's spent. Then people that choke out anything with it, hold them accountable. Like Auditor General, Ombudsman, and Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission cannot say why, because the law, the notorious section 56.1 and 56.3 of the Integrity Act prevents the agency and its servants from speaking about its investigations unless a report was first been tabled in Parliament. No, them boy I work for me. Integrity Commission I work for me. For tax money I pay them. To make sure it's a politician, not thief from we the people. But any findings, them have got team, we got to show them first. And they say, left from Parliament and they gone at the oversight committee, like what going with the 6. And they lock up on the one, lock up on the Prime Minister put on their guard and the wife lock up stuff down and so. I'll be a corruption. I'll be a corruption. Remember 2023 this. And from 2022, you know, fine. This is another year again. What we have about here, sir? This is a man if you step down, I'm going to tell you guys already. You can't get, you can't get none out of this, man. You can't get none out of this. So, there is no reason to believe that the delay in validating Mr. Onus' declaration is for any reason other than the complexity of his accounts. Given that his wife, Juliet Onus, is also a member of Parliament. So, she's a Speaker of the House now. A member of Parliament, subject to the integrity law, and a businesswoman in her own rights. The Onuses have in the past filed joint declarations. So basically, would you say the two of them not file no taxes, boy? And she have built an $800 million apartment complex based on what we see in the paper. While they sit down in the office there, they might handle business. They look like they might hustle the office, don't it, people? While they in the office, man, just run business and just run things through them business and just give them business business out of the government money, just like when his wife, the husband, was at the Ministry of Education and funnel business to him and his wife and his friend them business. So rich and no tax now file, boy. I read phone in up people. So them say, in the past, them file jointly. Him and his wife. So not now go on now. And the woman a businesswoman in her own rights. The owners have in the past filed joint declarations. Neither are there questions of Mr. Onus' commitment to MPs having to file statutory declarations. Set an example from top. Huh? Set an example from top. That's what I'm telling you. This is no government. This is a crooked organization. This ain't no government people. Look on it good. It's a crooked organization we ever go on, my people. Look on it good. So neither are there questions of Mr. Onus' commitment to MPs having to file statutory declaration, nor are the summaries of his own and the leader of the opposition being made public in the past. He has suggested that the rule should apply to all legislators. Always a deflect, you know. And I mean them. given the restraint and the Integrity Commission to speak. When I hear this, given the restraint and the integrity, me say everything we put hold them accountable. Pay choke them a choke with them out of Jamaica. It's a government here. This is an organization, rather. Appear choke them a choke out Integrity Commission. Ombudsman. Auditor General. Stifle them a stifle Jamaica. They can't move, man. They do work. So given the restraint and the Integrity Commission to speak on the matter, the Commission's apparent belief that it has no reason to table a report, a special report on the Prime Minister's stalled declaration. Because they already put on a gag order upon them. So, the newspaper agree with National Integrity Action's Trevor Monroe that Mr. Owner should speak on his own behalf. We do so not to promote or support voyeuristic title or scandal, but rather the contrary. Transparency on the Prime Minister's part will halt damaging speculations and contribute to development of the trust in critical areas of national life. But people, the man look like you want to build any trust around here. The people's trust. Most people in Jamaica don't trust the system because of stuff like that. Most opinion surveys regularly show that over half to upwards of 70% of Jamaicans believe the public bureaucracy to be corrupt. Some estimates place the most corruption at the minimum 5% of gross domestic product, or somewhere north of $100 billion a year. So you see what that cause with people. The corruption not good. People, the corruption not good. The corruption is not good. And I believe that it's corruption that keep DPP in a trouble right now. I want to understand myself, people. Big trouble. Because the woman should just take it to the one when the time comes. She, hold her space. Just go on, nice sunset, no lady. You do your work already then for much years. What more you have to prove? But look like say, other people that jump off a sinking ship, Well, look like she hold on for the ship. And she, I just that's so she there. She died for her cause. So yesterday I did a video. And in the Gleaner, it came out where it said that this administration is the most corrupt, my people. And I read for you yesterday. I'm going to tell you about the man them were involved in a corruption, still in a government. Nothing happened to them. Do you understand me? What I say, nothing happened to the men them in a corruption, people. So, there's another part more of it. Read for you again. Listen to title here. Listen this. PM slams bad mind persons weaponizing corruption locally. PM slams bad mind persons weaponizing corruption locally. I'm going to read from Loop News. In suggesting that the issue of corruption has been weaponized locally by bad mind people. Your private said that enough people. Listen to the man meditation, listen talk, listen address the Jamaican people. He's like we're dumb, so we're idiot or something, or him don't are dumb, or I'm an idiot or something, because something don't make no sense, don't it, people? Lord, sir. No, sir. The PM I come out and I say a bad mind when people are talking about corruption. And this is about, in a long time I talk about corruption, February 17, 2023. In suggesting that the issue of corruption has been weaponized locally by bad mind people, Prime Minister Andrew Otis has signaled that the controversy surrounding a recent Integrity Commission report concerning him presents an opportunity for a review of Jamaica's anti-corruption framework. Listen to this. The UMC a while ago. May I read it one more time? It's suggesting that the issue of corruption has been weaponized locally by bad mind people. PM Prime Minister Andrew Onis has signaled that the controversy surrounding a recent Integrity Commission IC report concerning him presents an opportunity for a review of the Jamaica anti-corruption framework. Guys, do remember when he went to the Bahamas to meet with CARICOM, it was while he was over there, the report came out that he was being corrupt at the Ministry of Education, him as Education Minister. So when he came back, remember me do this video over and over, me remind you of this, you know. When he came back and meet with a bunch of labor rights supporters in people, then he come out and decide, say, he want to do something with the Integrity Commission. Since then, they've been attacking the Integrity Commission. Want me file something, table something in a parliament to take away power from the Integrity Commission to give DPP. Want to see the maths? All right, let's get into it. The man say, bad mind. When I talk about corruption, a bad mind. What a little. Boy, I mean, I understand, sir. The man say, bad mind people. Ah, boy. So basically want to change the anti-corruption framework. Such a review, said Onis, is to make the country's corruption. Listen to this now. Talking about a corruption man, you know. Want to touch up the Integrity Corruption Commission. You know? Remember, I'm telling you, you know, anything if you hold them accountable people, they might choke it out. After them hold him accountable, them come out, do them investigation. Find him corrupt as a minister of education in an education ministry. Fueling business from out of the government coffers to himself. Business where him and his wife and his friend own. You never remember that? So that was all it takes for them to go off an Integrity Commission. And then been at it ever since. The Ombudsman Office, Colonel Charles Data, did some corrupt stuff in the 2020 election leading up to it. And the Ombudsman disciplined her, kind of a slap on the wrist, but she was exposed and in the paper, so it was kind of embarrassing. And ever since the Ombudsman term was up, they never resigned the Ombudsman. Do you understand me? So the office been closed from when? Just after Miss Charles get disciplined. When the Ombudsman find himself now in the Prime Minister office. Let's go to Auditor General. Auditor General investigation found out that $1.7 trillion have been missing from the Prime Minister's office, Tufton and Flavel Ministry, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health, and the OPM. The Auditor General is claiming that she cannot independently investigate where the $1.7 trillion of poor people money spent. So everything for all them accountable, them took it out. So this half time just come off on the plane. A Bahamas. Because while in there Bahamas, the news breaking up. Saying was corrupt as an education minister. You never remember the story? So while he was in the Bahamas, you hear say there was a cyber attack in them office. Let me show you them work now, people. You know argument about a cyber attack in the Prime Minister's office since. The only time you hear about a cyber attack, people, in the Prime Minister's office was when this news bust out about his corruption as education minister. Then them come out with this bogus thing. But there's a cyber threat to the Prime Minister's office. Do you hear anything about it? Because I would like to know who was sending that type of threat to our PM's office. But that was while he was in the Bahamas. So while he was in the Bahamas, the report came out, the Integrity Commission came out with his dirt. What said he was influencing, that was the word they used. He, as a minister of education, was influencing contracts to his personal business. Man, his friend and his wife. So at that time, they're all over the paper, people, trust me. Because just doing my little research to come out here, I go back on the internet and you find the same story there in all the foreign news. They are still out there. It was big. That story is still out there. The Prime Minister was up for prosecution for his dirt at the Education Ministry. You understand what Carlos is saying? So it was big news, and I know he was over there in CARICOM with him, other Caribbean leaders. You think they're not chatting? I touch each other on shoulder and I got push more past him. So while he was over there to throw off the scent, him throw out a shiny ball. Tell him say a cyber attack in my office. And they all over the news, cyber attack in my office. So when the man come back in his speech that he was giving, this same speech, there was not one word about no cyber attack to his office. Go back and watch that video. It's out there. It's out there, my people. There is not one word out of the PM's mouth about the cyber attack to his office while he was in the Bahamas. I'm repeating it again. There was not one word about the cyber attack in the man's office. When he came back, he went right to the jugular of the Integrity Commission. Act. They said I'm about to do something about the act. What kind of act is going to embarrass me like that? Make up, do something about it. They never stop disrespect the people who work at Integrity Commission office. They never stop disgrace them in the most worst way. They never stop blast them till one of the worker pick up Khan, almost lose him life. And a briefcase with documents taken away from him. The politician never stop put on pressure. And the people work at Integrity Commission office. So much that I was saying before the man get caught, you know, there's got to be a threat to the people in life. When politicians go up there every day, all kind of politicians who know them guilty of something, go there every day. Disgracing and carrying on with Integrity Commission. Till one of them got shot and briefcase stolen. Then this a man and such man come back out there, come tell politicians them say they must not blast the Integrity Commission publicly. They must ease up, cease fire. You never read that? You never hear that when the man himself come out and tell the politician in a theme party that is out here doing the things for him, doing his bidding. Because see it here, when he come back, you know, that's the first thing he said. He never mentioned this cyber attack to his office. He mentioned the Integrity Commission Act. That's something need to done. And which bulldog go fight right away? Whammy, the attack dog. Whammy, table something in Parliament to take away power from Integrity Commission. Give to DPP. I will come to the DPP soon, people. I'm coming to her. So this is what I go on here, people. Such a review, said Onus, is to make the country's corruption laws more precise. You don't believe so? Such a review, the things that when them get ready to do to the Integrity Commission, yes, so, because of what them do to him when him over the Bahamas by exposing him as education minister with his corruption. Do you think it's going to be benefit? Who it's going to benefit? The thing that you see, such a review, said Audit, is to make the country's corruption laws more precise. You think that he want to do? To make the corruption law more precise, I want to cut off the foot and the hand from the Integrity Commission. Do you think you want to make the law more precise while they are going to amend it? Are going to mess with that, tweak it? Or they might tailor it to fit corruption real good? Yeah, man, tailor it real good, man. Make it beside too big, man. Too much loophole there. So tailor it nice, man. Okay, fit corrupt, but you sit down on corruption. I believe that what has happened has presented Jamaica with an opportunity to take a serious look at our anti-corruption framework and legislation, he said. They say everything for them accountable. Bad man government, man, choke it out. Gaga, that we can gag, kick it around and send man to go take a briefcase and, you know, shot man and all them things there. How that go on? I think that there is now an opportunity to make the legislation more precise. All because them do investigation upon you as some Trumpism this, you know. Going after prosecutor. As some Trumpism in my practice. Things say him a Trump. Brother, you know why? Stop it. So I think that there is now an opportunity to make the legislation more precise, to make it more practical, and to refocus it on more, listen to this, man, and refocus it where the problem really exists. So his corruption at the Ministry of Education was not no real problem. So they shouldn't be focusing on him. So they might fix it now when them can really focus on other problem other than focusing on him or them. I want to you are one people. So I think there is now an opportunity to make the legislation more precise, to make it more practical, and to refocus it on where the problem really exists. One said he made the remarks amid jubilant supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party. You hear that? Sorry. As I tell you guys, they went to meet him. He made the remarks amid jubilant supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party who converge on the grounds of it Belmont Road headquarters in St. Andrew to greet their party leader on his arrival from CARICOM meeting in the Bahamas. I keep telling you what the man did there when the news broke. And he embarrassed over there. So when he come back, him angry. So I've got to attack the Integrity Commission law. The act need to be tweaked. They need to this. And some stuff for jumping at him. And that he find himself in that. While at the meeting on Wednesday, an investigative report was tabled in Parliament and released by the IC that implicated owners in potential conflict of interest relative to the awarding of government contract to Westcon Construction Limited during the period 2006-2009. 3 years without grifting. I want to understand what's going on, people. And them things are going on in the country. That's why the corruption now going to work, people. The corruption now going to work. So, one of the biggest thing what this brother do, big disrespect to Jamaica, is to tweak people. Anything you want to get in, anything you want to do it, you know. Is to keep the DPP there by messing with the Constitution. I'll even say. So, may I ask the DPP, is it really worth it May I ask you, the DPP, may I ask you, in all this mess what you see going on here, and you are run down a chair to still sit down around here before you go look for a hammock somewhere and relax under cool tree and enjoy your years of service. No, me not obey a man, but me can see things. I did about 2 videos warning that woman already. I was not the only man who warned her. No, man, I'm not the only one who warned DPP say she should have just step away, save your dignity, your character, your integrity. They did years of this. You know, I'm not there to show. Step out of this and enjoy. That's what I would do. I did my video already, no, ma'am. I know you see it. I know you must see it. You got to see it. Come my video was loud. We talk to already, people. Why not step down and go enjoy this? Step away from this. Because you cannot. The problem with a lot of them now, people, them cannot get away from social media. They cannot get away from social media. Back then, when politicians used to do them stuff and get away with the chicken business, Miss Llewellyn, there was no social media. So you could have these people do whatever they want to do. Social media is here, man. And the longer you stay, the more stain you're going to get for your character, your integrity, the life and the body of work we put on out here. And the history where you create as the first female DPP in Jamaica. So, I mean, sister, is it really worth it? And that may I ask you, so, is it really worth it? Me that like to sit down and I wish it was my sister. Me I just like a long way ago and left this sitting here. The rubbish pan, sitting around a garbage pan for too long. You gonna start smell like the garbage too, mama. Going to the toilet for too long, mama go sit down. For too long, yeah. Smell like it too, mom. I would have moved away from this. See if anything left. What is there to prove? Is it really worth it? All of this. The whole controversy behind you keeping that job by tweaking our constitution. Who touched constitution to keep them friend in a job? Who does that? It's DPP, you know, saying a lie, you know. And you sit down there in all this turmoil and this craziness with a person with good character. You know what I'm sure I say? No, sir, I don't want this job. I don't want this job right here. You know why? Because this is too much controversy. And, you know, anything with too much controversy, I've done too much work for this great country. I'm not going to come out here in no controversy. This is too bad. Eh? And DPP, I'm going to read something that you said. You said this. These are your words, ma'am. These are your personal handwritten words. You said, I stand on my record as a public servant and prosecutor who has always exemplified impartiality, professionalism, mentorship, and very hard work in the public interest. Throughout my life, I've always believed and remain a fervent believer that humility is the underbelly of success, and your reputation is your greatest non-depreciating asset. I want to listen, Mr. Llewellyn, the last part of this thing, I read it, you know, several times, man. I read it several times. I'm going to say, this can't be you. Or you just talk out of one mouth, one at a time when it suits you. And then the next time you act different. Because I cannot believe you would even have these thoughts after you sit down there with the whole nonsense about you. Such man extending your stay for the second time as a DPP. You know, same tweak the Constitution, don't it? What leader in any country amend the Constitution to keep his friend in office, Miss DPP? What leader in the world? It's like the Constitution is a piece of toilet paper then. Anybody can tear off a piece and wipe out your shoes. Anybody can do what they want with the Constitution. That's why I am so worried about this very dishonest man. Talk about them amend the Constitution as we speak right now. Talking about they want to take us to a republic when they're talking about corruption. Are you trying to tailor-made the Constitution to fit snugly around corrupt actors? Or if you have a dishonest man who don't even pay taxes to the country who him preside over? This is a big joke. That's what I say. Such man need to resign. And these are the type of character this lady a HR trailer to. These are the type of engine. What is there? What is there? That's what I'm asking you, Mama. That's what I'm asking you. What is there? Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Whatever you're getting from all this, the stardom, whether it be money, popularity, just to be among the smelly suits because no amount of perfume and cologne can sweet up a bad character. What are you getting out of this, Mama? Is it really worth it? Me da gone, man. Me da gone, man. I mean, read again what you write, you know. And I screenshot it. Come and say, it's like you forget about this, you're right. I stand on my record as a public servant and prosecutor who was always exemplified impartiality, professionalism, mentorship, and very hard work in the public interest. Throughout my life, I have always believed and remain a fervent believer that humility is the underbelly of success. And listen to part here. And your reputation is your greatest non-depreciating asset. Non-depreciating asset. Your reputation can depreciate, sister. And I ain't getting ready to happen now. You see the last part, yeah? Your reputation is your greatest non-depreciating asset. Would you think that our reputation is not depreciating, people? That's our greatest asset you have, non-depreciating asset. You are allowing it, all your hard work, to go out like this. There are many more who are going to go out like this. You're not the only one. Because once you go around garbage, gentle people, you go find your clothes start to smell like garbage if you stay around garbage for too long. Do you understand me? Huh? So this is not, you are not the only one whose reputation and hard work is going to look questionable because you hitch your trailer and a corrupt trailer head. Do you understand what I'm saying? So your reputation is your greatest non-depreciating asset. That the DPP say. Ma'am, you should have left with the dignity. You should have just left with the dignity. We're going to read something for these people. You should have left with a little dignity, ma'am, because many people talk to you about this, Several people talk to you about this. And let me ask a question, DPP. Are you under investigation? Is it the DPP under investigation? What about the investigation that the Justice Minister announced that the DPP is under? What happened? Justice Minister told us that DPP was under investigation for Kathy Pike. Who guys remember that? Remember, guys? For the Kathy Pike, the deputy prosecutor, Kathy came out with some allegation on the DPP, and for that, Justice Minister said she was under investigation. So let's see if we can hear this together, what Justice Minister said, if we are here good. Hold on. We want to hear good. Listen to me, people. What Justice Minister said. I mean, he is no good, you know.
Which is being investigated. In fact, today, the Permanent Secretary, to the best of my recollection, has reported the matter to the public service to do an investigation at the director of the DPP in light of that, and also the response of the DPP to that letter. So the Public Service Commission has been asked to do an investigation there to detail for my and the government benefit, if any, of what is said there as an emerit.
So, Kathy Pike, they came out with a letter against DPP. Then DPP come out because Kathy Pike never feel the extension when there are so many other junior DPP with fill this woman post, and the woman come out and rample. So DPP, the plan to threaten her, punish her and all type of nonsense, and and all type of nonsense. And DPP come out trashing the woman. Say the woman don't know how to get along with people. Kathy Pike don't know how to get along, rude and this and that, and some behavior stuff and this and that. But the DPP should have resigned. Or you preside over where you're over and you claim that Kathy Pike is so rude and troublesome and this and can't work with, but you are the boss. But all of a sudden she come out, come show some stuff and you expose you. All of a sudden you have this stuff on her. That's incompetence, Miss P. Me da fire you. Because if it's just no, you are come out with all this stuff you know about Kathy Pike. Because she came out and brushed you. All this time, she can't get along with workers. And you know that. What they did about it? So you say, destroy your argument. Right there, so you should have stepped down. Right there, so you should have stepped down. You should have stepped down, mama. You know? So the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Justice, Grace Ann McFarlane, has asked the Public Services Commission to investigate the allegation made by Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecution, Kathy Ann Pike, about the operations of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The extraordinary development follows a July 28 letter by Ms. Pike to the Prime Minister Andrew Ones decrying a possible second extension of the DPP's parallel tenure in office. The Senior Deputy Director has alleged a litany of failings over the 15-year tenure of Ms. Llewellyn. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck said the matter will be investigated. And hear me again. Want to hear me now? Can I say in an investigation? So where it is now in an investigation?
It is being investigated. In fact, today, the Permanent Secretary, to the best of my recollection, has reported the matter to the public service to do an investigation at the director of the DPP in light of that, and also the response of the DPP to that letter. So the Public Service Commission has been asked to do an investigation there to detail for my and the government benefit, if any, of what is said there as an emerit.
If any of what Miss Pike, Kathy Ann Pike said has an merit, they might investigate. Well, the investigation upon the DPP, she not supposed to have an investigation, man. I mean, the DPP not supposed to have an investigation. I mean, what people will never get a conclusion and a result to nothing, you know, most things, you know. Like yesterday I did a video where them into the Sunday Gleaner, where we talk about so many corruption in Jamaica. And I read about the politician them who the corrupt one them, and them still about 8 of them people and them still in a power. But must I tell you, say, they are much more than that, people. What the gleaner, person right that happened there, them fail to put in is that we have other characters also. So them not put in Andrew Onis himself. They put in Andrew Wheatley, you know, put in a man like Roy Reid, want to film case. Dead. I don't wait till he runs a statute of limitation run out just like this McLean. And some other man. And Montague, he look like him the most corrupt. And more whole allegation there behind him. Fly Green get in a trouble, but them say there's no corruption upon him. That Ripple also, corruption. And Riverton Dumpmouth, corruption. But then I talk about the Prime Minister yesterday in the corruption and all that good old stuff. So I did a video yesterday. I read out all of that. Andrew Wheatley, 2018, the Owners Administration has faced with the resignation of the Science and Technology Minister, Dr. Wheatley, over reports of nepotism, cronyism, and corruption at Petrojam, the state-owned oil refinery, and the National Energy Solution Limited and Nessal, two entities under his portfolio. Is Nessal still under investigation? DPP. Is Nessal still under investigation? All right. He was accused of direct interference in the operation of Nessal, while an audit of Petrojam revealed that billions of dollars of petroleum could not be reconciled, as well as administrative weakness at the entity. Several employees of the entities lost their job and some are still on investigation. There is no evidence that Wheatley benefited from the improprieties at the entity, but he was forced to step down. Hold on. Got the news. Come and read something else somewhere else. He said he never benefit. Hold on there, man. Because things must make backside sense. Say Wheatley never benefit. All right. We're going to say Wheatley never benefit at the end of this thing here. Who don't never put in it? Them say Wheatley never benefit, right? No clue if him benefit. All right. Remember, right? Wrap it up and put it one side. No. Some of the other people never push out his man who beat him and woman with this tool. They never talk about Vaz either. They never talk about quite a lot of them, you know. In this, you know. You like the whole army. They don't talk about a lot of man. But let me talk about one specific person. Remember, enough man, the PM hide off in them office, you know, when them do corruption. All right? We're going to read something for you guys. I want you guys, this is from Wednesday, June 17, 2020. I want you guys stick with me. We're going somewhere today. One administration. Why so many scandals? Daryl Vaz again. People, I want you to listen to what Carlos has said, because things must make sense in every sentence. Jaja. All right. Let's read from Jamaica now. Wednesday, June 17, 2020. Andrew Onis took office 2016. And it seems every month there is a new corruption scandal. The latest, people, this is 2020, you know. Remember, so we just see something on Sunday about the most new corruption. This is 2020. So you see, corruption and stuff follow them people there. All right. Andrew Onis took office 2016, and it seems every month there is a new corruption scandal. The latest is that Daryl Vaz, and this time quite troubling. Vaz is the member of parliament for West Portland, and his wife is MP for East Portland. Yes, The parish of Portland is controlled by husband and wife, who both belong to the same political party. No one sees anything wrong with that. We don't see nothing wrong with that. Jamaica, no see nothing wrong with that. All right. See there? Nobody see nothing wrong with that. All right. Daryl Vaz is the minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, with responsibility for the land, environment, climate change, and investment portfolios. Today, news broke that Vaz wanted to lease 7.7 acres of prime government land bordering the protected Holywell National Forest Park in St. Andrew to build a private cabin and plant coffee for 25 years. How the Gleaner miss out all this yesterday? When I miss out a lot, you know. It's just true I don't have time to continue with it today. But when I miss out quite a lot. There's a lot of stories out there and people just scratch off the leaves off of the surface. When you don't have to dig deep. There's a lot. You will notice that the Gleaner miss out yesterday in that report. You understand what I say? So the man wants 7.7 acres of prime government land bordering the protected Holywell National Forest Park in St. Andrew to build a private cabin and plant coffee for 25 years. Listen to part I know when the generalship come in. This would only cost Vaz 120,000 Jamaican dollars per year. Prime land, you know. You might build cabin pan it and plant, you know, tourism or whatever, I don't know. Hustle it, coffee and cabin. 25 years. For 100. Listen, what I get it for now? 120,000 Jamaican dollars per year. That's how much. That's how much. That's how much. They might be themselves, people, so them control. So is it the same thing where I go on St. Thomas with the politician where control all the land them down there? What is going on? These guys are strip up all the land. But that one, guess how them know? I snitch them snitch for them, man. People need to speak up. When they think I go on politician on any side, sit down on land. Listen to this. The man want to build cabin and plant coffee for 25 years. This would only cost Vaz 120,000 Jamaican dollars per year. And heard of that much property for only 120,000 Jamaican dollars per year is 10,000 Jamaican dollars per month, which is an equivalent of 71 US dollars per month. There are hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans who will die without the chance to own or lease land. In fact, there are 700,000 squatters in Jamaica. Holywell is, you see what them people don't see. You see what me I talk about here? All right. Holywell is a Blue and Jonker Mountain. Is in Blue and Jonker Mountain at the National Park. It is not for sale or lease to anyone. Them know that, you know. Him should have know that, you know. Him should have know that, you know. Me say him should have know that. You know? They should have know that, man. So. But listen, in portfolio, Daryl Vaz is the minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation with responsibility for the land, environment, climate change, and investment portfolios. How much of them boy are over certain things and them seize the opportunities to do crookedness for themselves? Look where I'm over now. Remember after this we're going to the Prime Minister office, people. Wasn't it right after this in find yourself in the Prime Minister office? So Daryl Vaz is the minister of, at this time here, it was the minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation with responsibility for the land, environment, and climate change. Some place them man have to come out of office and go away. Resign. But not under this administration. Resign where? The fish rat from the head. The cleaner missed out a lot. I want the cleaner to know that. How did they miss out this cleaner? Come on, man. So the man wants 7.7 acres of prime government land, Bardwin, Hollowell National Forest, up in the place. Probably I told it in some tourist resort. 10,000 Jamaican dollar per month for 7.7 acre land. And what this year? And what this year? At least to himself because the man over land and at least it to himself at a cheap because he thinks that he can slide. Because see how they find out. There are hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans who will die without the chance to own or lease land. In fact, there are 700,000 squatters in Jamaica. Hollowell is in Blue and Jonker Mountains at the National Park. It is not for sale or lease to anyone. The government cannot lease it. It is protected land. The commissioner had no right to lease it to anyone. Vaz has been forced to come public following a Jamaica Observer report today in which the caretakers of the park raised concern that the National Land Agency was leasing lands within the buffer zone of the Blue and Jonker Mountain National Park and World Heritage Site. What a disgrace. The man over land. The man who is up, the minister over land. I got along with him, I think, yeah. To the caretaker them for the land, which is citizens. I have to go bust out, bring the observer up there. I have to report to the news. Eh? Them forgot this, you know. There are many more, man. And I'll continue to remind you guys about the things that you guys forgetting at the story on Sunday. You know? So Observer report today that in which the caretakers of the park raised concern that the National Land Agency was leasing lands within the buffer zone of the Blue and Jonker Mountain National Park and World Heritage Site, the NLA, buckled under public pressure and has, without explanation so far, withdrawn the offer to lease the land for 25 years at $120,000 per annum. That time we had social media start beating. Social media people. Social media come out. At that time, we were around. So a lot of people always say, well, when PJ had this and that and that and you got this and people, something is beyond our control without social media. We could talk about now moving on. We are here. Vloggers with you in the comment section, screaming, making noise, very active and vocal and smart. And we're not going to stand for anything and everything, people. Back then, they could have get away. It's a screaming public. But then put down back this piece of this dealer. It is too hard to take up. You understand me? So Vaz's wife posted this on social media. She apparently thought or at least hope the deal would go through. She posts. Anne-Marie Vaz. My lady, you are so beautiful at Sweet Jamaica, at Hollowell, at Newcastle, at Jamaica land we love, at Bless and Thank, at 1HFD, woman. And post picture with the land. Why? Daryl Vaz, whose diplomatic visa was recently revoked by the U.S. State Department, along with his families, has been fingered in unethical behavior in government over land deals in 2019. So it happened before. And at first this happened. I read the people. And at first this happened. Daryl Vaz, whose diplomatic visa was recently revoked by the U.S. State Department, along with his families. The whole family. Because when the U.S. beat you, just like the brother when want to be turned back. When him again, man, when want to become police commissioner, but them take a him thing. In family, same way. Yeah, man, when the man slap on up for certain things, that then do all the family them suffer, the family them pressure to, and they make you really feel it, man. So Daryl Vaz's diplomatic visa was recently revoked by the U.S. State Department, along with his families, has been fingered in unethical behavior in the government over land deals in 2019. Vaz was investigated by the Integrity Commission and found to interfere in the government land sale, which was sold well below market value. I wonder if you are going. I know you are going. So I know just lease, they want to lease land way below. The same money, Vaz. According to this article, it's telling us that it happened already in 2019. And the land was sold. So now they might try to lease. Or what am I try to lease land again to sell it out again? And what go on here? How some man got jail? And them man here, such man harbor. One let them love the people. But they take away and sell off everything, boy. Look what going to St. Thomas. Look what going to St. Thomas, so the man were down there. I take the people them land. What other parishes them I take away the land from other people? Would they pay and pay a labor right? Politicians have a grip for the asset in Jamaica. Then go like a them and them buy the land for them place. What is this? So if Andrew Onis is against corruption, as he claims, and wants a second term, he should dismiss Daryl Vaz as he did Royal Reid. Reid is a former education minister who was arrested and charged with 4 others for corruption. Then there was Andrew Wheatley. Listen this. What I'm saying, there was no proof that Andrew Wheatley benefit off his corruption allegation. Make a read right here. Then there was Andrew Wheatley, who is still a member of parliament. Wheatley resigned 2019 amidst public pressure. 2019 amidst public pressure after a slew of breaches at the oil refinery, Petrojam, including nepotism and cronyism, which resulted in multiple resignations. Wheatley allegedly repaid $1 million for his birthday party funded by Petrojam and returned it to Parliament with an apology for his absence. Ha! So, what them saying, thief the money and put it back? He take $1 million running birthday party. People, so them people use the money. Jamaican, how much we can do this? Poor people who come here. Tell me say they don't go to jail. I said, I call for such man to step down. He must resign. He might drive up a very corrupt bus. The bus are now going away. Corrupt land. There's no prosperity coming from this. Remember them say Wheatley and the last article I read for you. Didn't they say that they didn't, it's not clear if it benefit from any of that or not? I'm saying, guys, wrap that up and put that down there, so remember that. So now, further on in the news, you see that, sir? Wheatley allegedly repaid $1 million for his birthday party funded by Petrojam and returned to Parliament with an apology for the absence. So then play we know, because we as a people harbor corruption. We don't know if we let go and run them way and say enough is enough. We harbor them thing of people. Big up bad man from down so. Big up wicked man from round so. Big up bad man. You never hear a man say big up the youth way graduate from Calabar with some subject. You never hear a man say big up the farmer. We have a good crop of pumpkin in that area. Big up the honest businessman, not some don and some criminal. We always seem to suck on and latch on and things are not right. These politicians, the amount of things with them other people in other countries, they would be in jail. So Vaz here said, according to the paper, him sell land for less than market price. Who him sell it to? Because him over land. Who him sell with government land? How them cannot sell with land, sir? All politicians can just look for government, fill with land, and just sell it for less than market value. fair market value. They know what them doing. Did you sell it cheap and get money in at the back end? Did you sell it to yourself? How did that work? Selling out the land cheap. Then the other part with them catching pan again, he was leasing out the land cheap again to make cabin, cottage, and plant coffee. Hustling the island. There are many more out there. But if the head of the stream cannot declare his and her asset, this is 3 years in a row. What do you expect to happen downstream? Can him go talk to nobody about corruption? Would he be the best candidate to go and reprimand anyone about corruption in the organization if you are corrupt? See the lady there, you know? She did it for her last term, DPP lady, and she just sit down there and make the man lead her astray. Man with duncer than you. Eh? Man with duncer than you, DPP. Yeah, make dunce man and lead you astray. When it's done with your sister, when it's done with you, you don't have nothing left, name, character, integrity. You gotta walk and hide your head. May not be a man, but just like we tell you before, go on and see any little integrity you have left. This is the worst administration. You see it come out in the paper. How do you feel last Sunday when you see that paper I say are the most corrupt? Eh? How do you feel, Miss DPP, when this is Sunday, the reports we read said this is the most corrupt? How you feel knowing that you could have resigned? They probably said that in their brain. You could have resigned and said, Jesus, look at this. Now the Vibes Cartel case that me get me sit the extend for, where I believe that's why you get you. That's why the Prime Minister knock out the wall of the Constitution just to fit you in it. You should have said, no, Mr. Prime Minister, that's not right. Don't beat up the Constitution just say, for me here, it's not right. I don't look good. Who want to sit on a job and there's so much controversy? Who? You're assault. You're assault. To put mouth upon it. Put bad energy upon it. And you know what you're doing is wrong. You know what you're doing is wrong, you know? I fully believe you know what you're doing is wrong. But for some reason, you seem to want to stick around for what? The grand finale? All right. You want to stick around for social media? You know, so social media not easy up, lady. We can go along. If you have my sister, my advice, me give you. Is it really worth it? You know, so social media not ease up. Eh? It all get more. The fire go burn more, sister, not less. Your arrogance don't mean nothing. So yesterday again, you went out there and spoke. You talk, not true. You go there, you go talk. We hear you talk on Cliff Hughes, the young journalist there talk, and you to answer, you ask us some good question. Moving forward, if you watch me, young journalist, that's how you ask question. You want to feel to the fire when you ask question and not technological nonsense and say, okay, ma'am, we like how you deal with the investigation, the questioning of the DPP pan nationwide. Remember, me not big enough over there, because I stop play all on, you know. From the claims a man get shot over there now, we can't see no proof or nothing. And we can't see nothing. What am to the man who get shot, the man the fire going over nationwide? What am to you to come and buy a car and see the car and ride up her? We don't know. But anyway, back to the report, and we're not going to take that from you. We hear you. A question, DPP, young man. You did a wonderful job. You did a wonderful job. I want to say, what on that? A nationwide this? Me I wonder if a nationwide that yesterday. You did a wonderful job. Questioning the DPP yesterday. Did a wonderful job. And the DPP couldn't get to it. All attack over here and make plea bag and nice and go like she not hear you. But she hear everything you say. Like you know, so she answer you when something juke her. As you attack and a deflect over you. You hold her foot to the fire. That's how you question these people. Moving forward. Politicians, the whole of them. That's how you question them. No matter just tell them some stuff when you want to hear, pull them back a little bit. And yeah, ask them another question, man. Come on, man. So anyway, DPP yesterday now, she in a hot water again with social media. And this is what I want to tell her again. Can't you see, ma'am? Social media now let you go. Everything you do from the Constitution is tweaked to put you in. It's questionable from that point. And I can read article for you that prove that. It's questionable. Everything you do from now on, DPP, is going to be questionable. Honestly, everything you do from now on, even when you're honest, 100%, you're going to be under scrutiny just by the way you keep your job. You know? See here. This is in 2023. Jamaicans, JFJ wants independent review of DPP's office. Jamaicans for Justice is calling for an independent review of the DPP's office, Director of Public Prosecution. This recommendation comes in the light of claims and counterclaims by Senior Deputy DPP Cathy and Pike and DPP Paula Lewin in letters released to the public last week. Ms. Pike wrote to Prime Minister and Andrew Ones and Justice Minister Delroy Chuck calling for a postponement of the efforts to increase the retirement age and an investigation into the viability of the office under Ms. Llewellyn's stewardship. Ms. Llewellyn responded in her writing stating that Ms. Pike was being the subject of numerous complaints from junior staff. Listen this. Because every time Ms. P talking or Ms. Llewellyn talking, it's like she put her foot in her mouth. Remember me tell you earlier that she came out there and she slammed Miss Pike, so she this, that, and there. That's something she knows, she observed while she's the head of the DPP office, right? These are the stuff she observed over the years while she's the head of the DPP office. And she never said anything about it until Cathy and Pike came out there and talked about her. So check this. Miss Llewellyn responded in writing stating that Miss Pike has been the subject of numerous complaints from junior staff and on occasion was disrespectful to the DPP. Against the background, JFJ has asserted that it is in the interest of justice, good administration, and the public that all claims leveled by Ms. Pike be independently assessed and determined. JFJ says the possibility cannot be ignored that the concern may be shared by the present and former prosecutors. The lobby group wants the Public Service Commission to appoint an independent committee to review the operation of the office of the DPP. This, it says, should be done in same vein as the Morehead Committee, which investigated public controversy between the DPP Kent Pantry and senior prosecutors at the time, including Paula Llewellyn. JFJ says, if the concerns expressed by Ms. Pike are even half true, the tenure of the DPP has become untenable and requires the intervention of high-level intermediaries. The group adds that if there is some truth to the concerns expressed by Ms. Llewellyn against Ms. Pike, Ms. Llewellyn should demit office. Remember I told Ms. Llewellyn come out there and say, come Ms. Pike came out there and write a letter about her, the officer with a function and this and she want this, that, and the other. Llewellyn come out now like a little schoolgirl. Mother, you this, that, and the other, you this, that, and the other. Here's this, that, and everybody this, that, and the other. Can't tell you this, that, and the other. So look at nonsense. Come back. But DPP wasn't thinking clearly. What DPP was doing, it was showing us how incompetent she was to run her office. Because if you are the boss, why you never fire Miss Spike? Why you never have no problem with what she do until now when she come out on you? So listen to what JFJ have to say. And I agree with them. I agree with them. The group adds that if there is some truth to the concerns expressed by Ms. Llewellyn against Ms. Pike, Ms. Llewellyn should demit office as it would mean that she ignored previous warnings and unjustly subjected the staff to abuse from an eccentric individual. And I know, and I want to, I want the DPP put her foot in her mouth, you know. She complains to Miss, the woman is eccentric and she can't deal with the staff, they're abusive to staff and blah, blah. We only know that when Miss Cathy come up on her. So what everybody has said, yes, they need to investigate the claim that Cathy make against her. And she making claim against Cathy in her counter claim. Cathy a bad person who can't work with everybody, this, that, and the other problem with her. But hold on. You can step down. They subject the rest of workers. Or for 15 years, you subjected the rest of workers at the DPP to Miss Pike, according to you, a bad work environment. You subjected them to, and you never come out until the woman have a problem with you. I want to understand myself, people. May I read it one time? The group adds that if there is some truth to the concern expressed by Ms. Llewellyn against Ms. Pike, Ms. Llewellyn should demit office, as it would meant she ignored previous warnings and unjustly subjected the staff to abuse from an eccentric individual, because as she said the woman eccentric, you know, and all this stuff she used against the woman, you know. And I know so she shouldn't say that, because they must say, they don't know the boss. They don't want to work there. Years, sir. So hold on there. So when you just find problem because the woman come out now, you need to step down. You know, run the office good. So JJ says Miss Llewellyn would have seemingly taken no satisfactory steps to bring Miss Pike to account, despite multiple reports from staff and defense counsel, noting that her own words disqualify her from continuing in the post of DPP. Incompetent people. It calls for Miss Pike to be protected in keeping with the Protected Disclosures Act, saying she should be treated as a whistleblower while the matter is adjudicated. Want to hear that? Want to hear that? Want to hear that? Eh? Yeah, man. So the woman, yeah, she should have left. She should have left long time. You know? Then go to November 14, 2022 from the Medium. Now, DPP Paula Llewellyn should be dismissed for judiciary misconduct. Make we talk, man. Paula, this is her name. We're not call her the woman name, so. Paula Vanessa Llewellyn, CDKC, is a Jamaican lawyer who served as the country's director of public prosecutions in office since 2008. Long time she did the people. The job of the DPP is to be impartial. Listen to this, you know. Listen to the type of sniping where it seems as if the DPP is doing for such man. DPP, I saw it look to people. And everything you do going forward, I saw it look, all the stuff that you do in the past before the extension, it look questionable, same way DPP. Paula Vanessa Llewellyn, CDKC, is a Jamaican lawyer who served as the country's director of public prosecutions in office since 2008. The job of the DPP is to be impartial. It is high time Paula Llewellyn be called out for her blatant bias and cronyism. We're going to read about this, people. Yeah, man. She thinks it's going to be easy going forward for her. No, it won't. I will step down and go for the sunset, man. Move there around them corpse sitting there, lady. How are you, man? Come on, man. You already. So the job of the DPP is to be impartial. It is high time Paula Llewellyn be called out for her blatant bias and cronyism in Jamaica. Firearm holders can be charged with negligence in the loss or theft of a firearm, but negligence must be present. I want you guys to listen to this, because while I was reading this, it gets clearer to me. The gun firearm laws in Jamaica get a little bit clearer to me while I was researching this thing right here. In Jamaica, firearm holders can be charged, listen to me, for negligence if you lost your gun or theft of a firearm, but negligence must be present. They must see the negligence in what you do. You understand me? I want you to listen to this. Member of Parliament Philip Palwell, remember that case? Is about to be charged by DPP for negligence for the theft of his firearm from his vehicle, July 2022. Palwell reported the matter to police as required by law. Where is the negligence? Let us look at Paula's history in carrying out her duty as DPP and similar gun theft cases of other politicians. Two JLP members pictured above reported the theft of their firearms, plural, firearms. You know you are going. Paul will only lose a firearm, but the JLP them lose firearms. Let us look at Paula's history in carrying out her duty as DPP and similar gun theft cases of other politicians. Two JLP members pictured above reported that the theft of their firearms, plural, from their homes, and they were not charged. Robert Montague, JLP MP of Western St. Mary, reported the theft of 2 guns from his home. Tom Tavares, JLP Senate President, reported 2 firearms stolen from his home. Tavares is the father-in-law of the late Dog Paw. Tavares also represented Vibes Cartel in his murder case. So yeah, the senator still fully active while he's being a Senate. I tell you about the businessman them in the office. They don't separate themselves from nothing people. It's business as usual. Any business at all, and we can't even tweak law to fit the criminal them because, you know, look at it. You're a senator and you're defending Vibes Cartel. Oh, that, I know what world is that. That makes sense? All right. So anyway, Tom Tavares, 2 gun again. 2 gun again get miss up people. And no problem from DPP. Patrick Bailey, disbarred attorney, was the lawyer of Prime Minister Andrew Ones. 2016, when the body of Bailey's roommate, Jermaine Jr., was found in Bailey's living room with gunshot wound to the head and stab wounds to the body. According to the police, there was no forced entry and no other occupants in the home. Bailey said he stumbled on the body in the wee hours of the morning and did not hear anything suspicious or unusual. Remember, what happened to the man at the house? Him say not hear nothing. Yeah? With gunshot wound to the head and stab wounds to the body. Him not hear nothing. Struggle and all that. You know hear nothing. He might go stumble on the body in the wee hours of man. Like he might go get up a wee and stumble over the hours. That's a prime sex liar. And did not hear anything suspicious or unusual. Bailey has not been charged and made to face a jury. He was sent in bed rest by doctors. Bailey is an affiliate of the JLP. The DPP must tell Jamaica why she hasn't charged JLP members Montague and Tavares for 2 stolen firearms each. Why she did not charge Patrick Bailey for murder, and what constitutes negligence in the case of Mr. Palwell. whose firearm was stolen from his vehicle, which was reported to the police. Parliament should challenge Paula's decision. She should tell the country why Parliament should be charged, but not Montague Tavares, who lost 4 firearms together. Jaja. I know you there, so no mix up with this cartel thing. Yeah. I don't care. I don't know where it will go from now, this cartel case and other cases. I have no clue where it will go from now. But family, it not going to look good for that woman now. No matter what you do going forward, everything is going to be tainted just because the way on the butcher the Constitution to keep you there. Just because the Constitution was butchered to keep you there. So advocate is urging your conscience. I never use a conscience. Remember, I read what you say, you know. I read what you say. I read to the public. Because some people know all them things there, you know. I read what you say, Miss B. I read what you say. And, you know, and you see, advocates appeal to DPP's conscience as they urge her to demit office. And this was last year, you know? September last year, you know? Advocate begged the woman to left office, you know? Nah, left, man. Shall wait till the fat lady sing. My mother always say, what sweet you go sour you. Me that gone people with me impeccable reputation. Wouldn't they round us all? Make no hog pen sitting go flash for me. Me that gone lady smart enough she can go open something in the public sphere, some law practice or do something with the brain we have. You know, see it? Up there. I make a reputation that gets splashed on more and more and more. Let me read the last article for you guys. There is much uncertainty as to whoever Director of Public Prosecution, DPP Paula Lewin, as to whether she will remain in office after our step aside after her 3-year tenure extension came to an end yesterday, September 1, 2023. Remember, when the such man butchered the Constitution to keep her there. Assaulted the Constitution to keep this man there. Under that, she should never steer there. Too much controversy to get that job. Our Today contacted the DPP yesterday to ascertain whether she had made a decision to continue in the role as Jamaica's chief prosecutor. However, she declined to comment. The DPP's office has come under fire after the government passed a bill in Parliament on Tuesday, July 25th, that authorizes the extension of the retirement age of the DPP and the Auditor General from age 60 to 65. They never do it for the Auditor General. It was not done for the Auditor General, because the Auditor General is not even close to retirement. So that was a direct butcher of the Constitution to keep Paula Llewellyn in office, based on my understanding and others. This was not done. They did not butcher the Constitution for the Auditor General and the DPP, both. It was done for Paula Llewellyn because the Auditor General not close to retirement age. So who the clock is ticking on? Whose age the clock is ticking on? Who would best benefit from a move like that? Not the Auditor General who's an old person, but the person who's up on the line of age. So all these lies when they tell Jamaican people that some say such man will resign. He's not fit for office. So the DPP office has come under fire after government passed a bill in Parliament on Tuesday, July 25th, that authorizes an extension of retirement age of DPP and the Auditor General from age 60 to 65, with the option for further extension to 70 years. You hear that? So if the man I want, them can push DPP keep part to 70 years. So them, you see what I want here, people? What them set up here? They set up at Derek's, where them can't even keep their hair there in 70 years. Nobody get prosecuted under that umena meaningfully. I know some local friars. All right. Jaja. You hear them say? With the option for further extension to 70 years without the approval of the opposition. I wonder if I understand what the Labour are up to. They can always do what they want to do. Remember, them never people of a constitution, you know? Them not even go to the opposition much to come to we. To amend the constitution. Them never go to the opposition much to come to us with supreme law of the land. We say this man in office if you come out of office. Such man if you go. Cannot be trusted, people. Abusive. Abusing his power. Still in the office. More hear what man saying, man. They move from 60 to 65 with the option for further extension to 70 years without the approval of the opposition. So they don't need the opposition to approve it to mess with the constitution. Them not need we. No, sir. Them people are by Jamaica with we night here, man. The Opposition People's National Party has since filed a lawsuit to challenge the process by which government has changed the constitution without consultation to extend the retirement age of the DPP. Amid the controversy, Robert Stevens, co-chair of the Advocate Network, says it would be in her best interest not to continue in office. In the circumstances, I would think that the DPP would not wish to continue because of the controversy surrounding the situation of the extension, he said. And the same thing I said to, who want a job like that? But like, is it really worth it? You like the job is worth it. The co-chair of the advocacy group described the move to amend the constitution to extend the retirement age of the two positions as strange. We have a situation where the discussion that are going on with respect to new constitution have been basically delayed. And we seem to be moving in a direction where we want to have more public discussion, and all of a sudden, overnight, we get the sudden item that this is put on the agenda, and in one day, a change in the constitution is made. People, it's so them to talk, it's so abusive, this brother is such man. Dangerous. He needs to come out of office. That man can change your life in a one day. You're not busy about nothing, people. Such man not fit for office. The man must resign. Boy. So we can read this again. So all of a sudden, then let's put it on the agenda, and in one day a change in the constitution is made to ensure the extension of the age for retirement for these two positions, which to me it sounds very strange, Stevens said. He further called for the government to rebuild trust with the Jamaican people and how they make decisions. I think the government must begin to recognize that we can't have these situations where trust is being questioned so much because of their approach to either putting things before the nation or before Parliament, trying to rush things through to suit an agenda in which we are not even sure what the agenda is. All in all, we feel there needs to be a serious look at themselves, that this is the people's, that this is the people are in government. This is that the people are in government, and they try to build back the trust that they seem to be losing in the population. It's in terms of the way in which they make decisions make decisions, Stephen said. So you understand, that's what you see what happened in the election gone. Then people don't regard me. They don't say that boy. Pure arrogance. Bully, bad manism. Not even talk to the opposition. Then butcher the constitution to keep this woman there. And before the woman stepped down because she saw her go on, and she should have known better as a woman with integrity, account to what she right. Yeah? So everybody I tell her to step down, don't take the job. But it seems as if it's worth it, my people. It's really worth it. It's really worth it, people. And I'm going to leave you back with the article, the few lines of me get from this woman, screenshot. This is our own words, integrity, the DPP. This is that Paula Llewellyn own words. I stand on my record as a public servant and prosecutor who was always exemplified impartiality, professionalism, mentorship, and very hard work in the public interest. Throughout my life, I have always believed and remain a fervent believer that humility is the underbelly of success. Miss Llewellyn, you believe in all that, ma'am? You think you are exercising humility? Or you have exercised humility in retaining that job? When you have them cars, step down now, mama. It'll get worse for you. Me not obey man, but me can't see things. Remember me the one already, you know. I know you watch my video, you know. Because the video I did for you was a nice video. I want to like my sister. I want to like my sister. So you get a chance to slip off. You're not hungry. And years to do this. Move with the dignity, your respect. Whatever left. Your dignity, your integrity, your character. Go along with whatever left. If you were my sister, that's all I said to you. And that's what I said in my last video. If you was my sister, that means I said to you. But we continue to read what you write. I've always believed and remain a fervent believer that humility is the underbelly of success, and your reputation is your greatest non-depreciating asset. You remember that? But no, your reputation, you're right here, is your greatest non-depreciating asset. Would you say now, Miss Llewellyn, your reputation is not depreciating? Are you saying your reputation is not depreciating? There's no damage to your reputation right now. I would step down, ma'am. I will get away from this garbage truck. It is going to crash and crash bad. And we don't want you upon it. Social media is only going to get brighter. The lights are going to get brighter. You're going to have more lights. You're going to be more. You're not going to be less. You're going to be louder, not lower. Too much corruption in the system. Too much corruption, my gentle people. Thank you guys for watching this video. As usual, I am a student in a guy's class. Please make sure your comments make sense in every sentence. If this is the first time on this platform, you like the work and the presentation, you like the comment section, now we roll over here. Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube if you wish. Follow me on Facebook. Make sure you check out previous videos I've already done. So make sure that yard you want to stay and you come as a quarry with the landlord and the tenant them in the yard. Well, love you anyway, people. Just a simple reminder.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Steal from everyone in society, not PNP, not Labor Right. Everybody. Are the grand picking them too. Everybody in society. Left the man alone. Everything you depend on the man name. Him a rap from you and your grand picnic. Someone that rather cuss out people. For the man that rap over man that rap over the grand picnic. Come on, people. Me love you now. Thank you guys so much for watching this channel this morning. Jamaica to the world. I am Jamaican Carlos. And I'm out.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You that chop line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss away, eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste and bust a man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money, girl, and say that it's not you. One day the man above him, him a got a belt. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you. It burn me 300% raise. It burn me garbage pile up the day. It burn me give the teacher them raise. It burn me I see corruption face. It burn me mash down the people them house. It burn me every day appear arms out. It burn me appear money them a thief. It burn me and them a sell out the beach. Can't for me again.